What's going on, Workforce? Brian here, and I'm here pretty much just to gush on the Paladin within Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers. Does it suck? Far from it. This job has everything. It's got thrills and chills and lightning bolts. The Paladin, I feel, is just so perfectly balanced and in tune with what I've wanted the Paladin to be. Bringing in the gap closer by far number one was one of my biggest issues that I had with the job, and that's why Dark Knight and even Warrior won out in the past, because having that gap closer feels really good, especially when you have like an AoE that can't be stunned. You got to run out and being able to jump right back into the fray, or on a pull be able to throw your shield and be able to jump to the boss or the enemies really quickly is fantastic. Paladin's working on all fronts and all accounts from everything that I've tested and played. It feels great at leveling it. It feels great as I've played it. It feels great as I've done the end game content with the dungeons and everything. And it just, man, like I have to say, like I am very, very impressed overall with how Paladin comes together in forms of its utility, its damage, its AoE. I love that we have an AoE combo and that Flash is out of here. I will probably always miss that the blind that Flash brought, but Flash didn't bring any damage, and so this kind of sets the tanks all kind of on some kind of even playing field. Now, I've said it before, the hate mitigation, the hate management piece of this expansion is weak. It's not really even existent. I'm not having no trouble whatsoever. Tank stance is on, I'm the tank. Tank stance is off, I'm not the tank. It's pretty much, that that binary, on or off. And I'm not necessarily a fan of that. We'll get into what I don't like about the job, which is pretty much that, and the fact that we'll talk about some like an ability here. We'll get into that in my really short list of what I didn't like about the job here in a second. But like I said, the AoE rotations are great. Flash is gone. I like the balance between magical and physical with like requisite, obviously Holy Circle and Holy Spirit. Like I really enjoy that rotation and bringing in the tactics touch. Oh, it is beautiful, and I would highly encourage, if you're looking to a tank, Paladin is definitely up there. We rated it as a S rank on our video, and its survivability and its damage just feel right to me right now. Being able to play this content, I'm very excited. I'm leveling Dark Knight right now. I'm also enjoying that leveling experience, and I enjoyed the leveling experience with Paladin. So honestly, I would say that tanks are obviously like in a really good spot. I know that we're going into this like who's going to win out. And I'm liking both of them. I think they both bring a different flavor to it. But okay, let's talk about what I didn't actually specifically like about the Paladin. And that ends up boiling down into, I wish some of the abilities just kind of upgraded from other abilities. And if you look at something like Atonement, I thought Atonement would be perfect off of Royal Authority. Royal Authority is the combo that triggers Atonement. And so Atonement is this button on my bar that I can't use unless I use my Royal Authority combo. And then I can use Atonement for 3 charges. I just thought it would be really nice, especially from a controller player perspective, if Royal Authority then turned into Atonement, and I could use that 3 times, and then it would go back to being Royal Authority in that case. Maybe that would be a bit confusing as a part of combos, but ultimately, I think that's what I would want, because then that would return like a hotbar slot to me that can do other things. I've been really kind of looking at how everything plays, and I like it when skills upgrade from other skills. I like it when that happens as a part of a rotation where you can unlock a whole different thing by doing X, Y, and Z, and then all of a sudden something else opens up. But I'd like to know your thoughts on that. Like, does it matter? Is it fine that it's on its own button? Obviously, they're trying to keep the skill bloat down, and I think at some point they're going to have to do something about that. So that's honestly the only thing I would really change about the Paladin. It feels great. It feels fast. I'm really thrilled with how they've handled AoE rotations in this, because if nothing else, just the fact that it's, in this case, there are 4 abilities. And if you see my controller guide, I've got them kind of lined up on a wheel. You got, you bounce between 2 skills, you drop in your dot, and then if you want to go requisite, you can do Holy Circle for more AoE rotation, and really it feels so good. And then just finishing it off. Oh man, thank you. I love the tactics reference. I'm very also excited about Dark Knight because it has a little tactics reference there as well. Guys, you just can't go wrong with Paladin. I think they nailed it. I think they knocked it out of the park. I'd love to know what you guys think. Does it suck? Do you like it? What would you change about it? What, what would you keep? Are there any adjustments that you want to see with tanking? How do you feel, obviously, about the hate management and that whole system that has been brought in with Shadowbringers. I'd love to know your thoughts. Sound off in the comments below. We'll have that conversation. For Work to Game, my name is Brian. Thanks so much for watching this video. Hope you have a fantastic day. I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Whoa, you guys are the best. Jorge, Kyle, Philip, 31 Edwards, Rock Druid, Corey Longwith, Aaron, Axis, Hambone, Lady Wild Plays, CNAVs, this is going too fast, Christopher, Phil, Shun, Dragons, Soul, Keen, Knights, Assassin, Carlos, Sherry, Robert, Leyland, Davon, Tim, Jojo World, Terrace, Sora, Scrublord, Trevor, Mill, Almond, 70s, Kimber, Tyler, oh my god, I'm so sorry, Cody, Legend, Armin, Carlos, Endless, Jonathan, Jade, Sai, Derek, Brandon, Aaron, Riku, Daryl, Chemistral, Lauren, The Wolf, the Gar, Kelly, Anthony, Solid, John, Huskray, oh my god, everybody, Dark Later, Christopher, Vestments, John, Nopi, Brian, Tom, Dylan, Silent, whew, I missed your names. I'm sorry. I love you all. Oh my gosh, that was tough.